big game on TV. Other diehard Bucs fans are in the Show Me State tonight, hoping the Bucs will show them a victory. Tonight we have live team coverage from Tampa to St. Louis as we count down to the Super Bowl. Good evening, I'm Doug Smith. Kelly has the night off. The Bucs are in St. Louis tonight. It is hostile territory, but the team is getting some much-needed support from Bay Area fans. Our team coverage begins with 28 Tampa Bay's Linda Hurtado in St. Louis, where I understand another group arrived today. Hi, Linda. We need each and every one of them up there in chilly St. Louis.
We need every single person, Doug. You're right. The reinforcements have arrived, and they are ready to cheer on their team. Now, when they arrive at the Dome Sunday, they say their numbers may be small, but their voices will be loud. 2 busloads of Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans spilled onto the streets of St. Louis, flags in hand, spirits soaring. How does it feel to step off the bus in St. Louis?
Oh, it's nice, baby, but this is just a layover. This is a layover to Atlanta. I think we're going to seize the opportunity. We're going to bring it back home for the Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans. We're going to give it all we got.
The group of about 150 bought package deals from Premier Sports, airfare, luxury accommodations, and most importantly, tickets to Sunday's NFC Championship game.
Everybody was really pumped up. The plane was electric. Takeoff, landing, we're all excited.
Jeanette Goodrich has been a Bucs fan for years. She watched the last championship game the Bucs and Rams played in Tampa.
When I heard that they were playing the Rams again, you know, I said, I have to go to that game. I had to be here.
Charlie Simons, the Tampa Bay sign man, greeted the Tampa fans. He spent $2,000 on signs for fans, so the team and the rest of the country will see visual signs of support Sunday.
We decided to give away free signs to anybody going to the game, and it turned into mass hysteria, so we ended up printing 1,500 signs just for any Bucs fans that wanted to come pick them up, and we actually ran out early and had to break a lot of hearts, but we've had a blast doing it and continue to do it again all the way to the Super Bowl.
Now another group of fans is expected to arrive Sunday morning, and then they're going to throw a big pep rally at 11:30 at the Adams Mark Hotel. We'll be there for that. That is what the fans have been up to, and here to tell us now what the Tampa Bay Buccaneer, the football team, has been up to is Jay Crawford. Jay?
Well, Linda, this is a little bit different for the Buccaneers. Tony Dungy is a creature of habit. He likes to keep things the same every single week, and for the most part, he did that this week. However, instead of arriving the day before the game, they actually had to come in 2 days before this game because it is so big and there were media demands. One thing I can tell you, even though the game is in St. Louis, and that's kind of a bummer, this team is very excited that the game will be played inside. Here's some video shot this morning of the Buccaneers getting off the team bus. They came over to go through their very first and only walkthrough here inside the TWA Dome, and once they got inside, it was much more comfortable surroundings for the team. Of course, game time conditions will be a very cool 72 degrees compared to what the Bucs are used to outside here in St. Louis. That'll be a balmy 72 degrees. Right now, there's a lot of pressure on the Buccaneers. They know that Tampa Bay is counting on them to make it to the Super Bowl, but really what this time the team is trying to do most is just enjoy the moment.
Well, this is fun, and this is what it's got to be this time of year. You're in the championship game. There's only 2 games tomorrow. Everybody's watching, and this is where you want to be. So I'm happy for our team. I'm proud of what we've done, and I think we still have some more left to do.
What do you think of how confident they have been, outwardly confident all the way through?
It's kind of scary, though, because usually when you do that, you come out and do something wrong and you let up a little bit. So hopefully, you know, they keep being comfortable with themselves and we come still a win.
So that is the game plan for the football team, to come in here and steal a win. You're looking at a shot live just outside the TWA Dome in St. Louis. And, Linda, I'm kind of impressed with the whole downtown setting here with the football stadium. Busch Stadium is also downtown, not far away. They're brand new. Yeah, the Kiel Center. Very nice downtown sporty atmosphere here. It's got a good feel to it.
Lots of places for fans to hang out. And, you know, I was given some advice for you and I to bring earplugs to this dome tomorrow because they tell me it's quite loud. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Linda and Jay. A nice atmosphere. Too bad all those fans will walk away disappointed on Sunday, right? Well, ABC is your Buccaneer station all the way to Atlanta. Jay Crawford and Linda Hurtado will host Countdown to the Super Bowl, a special program live from St. Louis tonight at 7:30. Then Jay, Brendan, and Marty will travel to Atlanta on the eve of the Super Bowl, January 29th at 7:30. On January 30th, you can watch the big game right here on 28, so keep it here. course, the last time the Bucs were just one game away from the Super Bowl was back in 1979. You've heard a lot about the game, and Bucs fans wanted to see it again. So we have the game for you, the 1979 NFC Championship game. Jay Crawford will host a special highlight program that we've obtained from the NFL archives. We call it Run for Glory. Watch it tonight at 11:30 following our newscast. Well, a short time ago, we talked with Linda about the Bucs fans who are in St. Louis to cheer on Tampa Bay's team. Well, we have some good news. More fan support is on the way. 28 Tampa Bay Stacy Phillips joins us live from Tampa International Airport, where some more fans just jumped on a plane, headed to St. Louis. Hey, Stace.
Hi, Doug. That's right. They're coming, and they are pumped up for this game. Now, the reason, of course, we're at Tampa International Airport because about 20 minutes ago, one of the last flights heading to St. Louis took off, I'd say about 20 minutes ago. So they're in the sky. They're heading your way, Linda and Jay. They're very excited, as I said, and this is one of the last opportunities that fans will have to jump on a plane and follow their team. Excited about the whole thing?
Definitely ready to go. Face the weather, face the other team.
What is this flight going to be like, you think?
Looks like it might be a little quiet, actually.
Not if you have anything to do, is that right?
Well, depends. I don't want to get thrown off the plane or arrested when we get there, but...
Bucs fans are packed and ready to arrive on enemy ground.
We're just delighted to be going up there. I know we're going to win. They're going to have some Florida Tampa Bay turf up there. They know they're going to have fans, and we're going to win.
In less than 2 hours, they'll stake their claim in St. Louis, Missouri, where the NFC Championship game is being played tomorrow. You excited for this game?
Yes, I am. Very much so.
Tell me what your prediction is.
It's going to be 31-17 Bucs. They're going to win.
We're going to beat them. We're ready. Defense is ready. Offense is ready. Sean King is going to move the ball.
The Bucs fans aren't alone on Flight 147.
They upgraded us to first class just because we're Rams fans.
Rams fans are just as confident as those in pewter and red.
Bob and weave.
You do that
Our players do that after a touchdown, and they're kind of worn out from doing it. But
okay, well, let's hope they don't do too much of that on Sunday. By the way, if you miss today's flight, there may be one leaving tomorrow morning, but if you want to drive, you still have 17 hours, so drive safely. Back to you guys.
All righty. Thank you, Stacy. And we'll have more news coming your way right after a break.
Tampa.
Yeah, you can probably tell the Pewter Pirates are psyched and ready for tomorrow's big game. So are the fans. A win by the Bucs will take them to their final stop on the road to Atlanta. Bring on the Rams. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jennifer Howe.
And I'm Doug Meehan. Thanks for joining us.
Tomorrow is the big day. The Bucs take on the St. Louis Rams in the NFC Conference Championship.
You only have to look around to see the Bucs mania is running rampant. Today, the last of the diehard fans took a chartered flight out of the St. Petersburg Clearwater Airport so they can see the Bucs play live. We spoke with a few, and they say tomorrow's outcome is a foregone conclusion.
Bucs all the way. Here's, you see what's closest to my heart. I'm carrying this down here where it belongs. Up here, this is next to my heart there. No, Bucs all the way. Pewter Power. We're going to roll. We're going to roll. We're going to roll.
Think they're going to have fun? Well, some of the Bucs fans are on their way to the Show Me State, and we already have crews set up for tomorrow's game.
And that includes 10 News anchor Sue Zelenko and one of the longest-serving Bucs fans around, Mike Deason. Hi, guys. How's it going?
It's very cold today.
It is, but we're having a good time and very excited.
Actually, it's kind of the quiet before the storm. Everything downtown is ready for that big game to rock and roll on Sunday. We took a peek at some of the preparations going on. Tents are up for the parties near the TWA Dome, the signs out front. About the only thing we found moving was that sign, actually. It's pretty cold out here, kind of gray Saturday. It's so cold that even the fire hydrants here are blue, guys. I'm not kidding. But we did finally find life on the streets. Buc fans in search of friendly faces.
We're looking for more Bucs fans that are out here. We haven't seen too many yet. Looks kind of bare. If you see these streets, there's nobody here. We may be the only three, I think, in town.
Actually, they're not the only three in town. There are more people. They're slowly coming in on flights today. We have a couple fans standing just off to the side. And, of course, Mike Deason's been in search of fans now for a couple of days. You found some.
I did. I found a lot of Bucs fans. And today there's not much going on in St. Louis, but Bucs fans are searching out the Bucs who are at this hotel behind us. This is a Bucs football that some fans got signed just today. On here, who do we have? Shelton
Quarles. Got the coach,
Coach Joe Marciano, Rich McKay, the Glazer boys, and a lot of Bucs fans are trying to get their favorite players to sign the ball, sign autographs, have pictures taken with them. Despite the Ram fans' overconfidence, despite the fact that the experts are saying that the Rams are going to walk to a
The Bucs fans see it in an entirely different way.
Oh, we are so excited. Bucs are going to win.
That's the feeling of Bucs fans who are in St. Louis and feasting on the thought of the Bucs beating the Rams and going to the Super Bowl.
Wow, I'm pretty pumped. You know, I think 14 points is ridiculous to be given us, and I don't think we're getting any respect here.
That is an understatement. Everywhere we go in St. Louis, you hear,
It's not your year, Buccaneer. That's all we got to say.
and while Ram fans have been shoveling it out pretty thick, not only with the snow, but also about how good their team is, Bucs fans are finally starting to arrive in town, and they are ready to dish it out about the Pewter Pirates.
Well, they'll have a rude awakening tomorrow.
But some Bucs fans are delighted the Rams appear to be so overconfident.
Well, that's probably good, you know, because we come in here, we know we got a job to do, and we're going to do the job, and we don't have to worry about all the hype. We're not at home, so we're not getting distracted by a lot of the parties. Like I'm sure even Kurt Warner's out there partying somewhere.
And Bucs fans say they plan to party tomorrow after the game, and they're raising the flags for the anticipated victory against the Rams.
I just don't think they've seen a defense like ours yet. They haven't faced anything better than number 12, and we're the best. So it's just a matter of putting some points on the board. We'll hold them tight.
Go, Bucs! Now, Al Keck later on will tell you all the reasons the Bucs will win with the X's and O's, the Warren Saps and Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstott. But, Sue, you know, the one reason I think the Bucs will win tomorrow is because I have my lucky Bucs hat, and we have a wild story about that lucky Bucs hat that so many of you have heard about over the past several weeks, and we'll tell it to you in our special, the Road to Atlanta, coming up at 7 o'clock tonight.
And I got to tell you, Jen and Doug, he hates the cold weather, hates the cold. I get up this morning, I'm walking through the lobby, I look out the front door, there's Mike and his photographer standing in the snow shooting. And I thought, it snowed last night, and this guy who hates the weather is the first one out in it.
In the line of duty, in the line of duty, you know, always ready to work.
Sue, I'm just glad he didn't say he had his lucky long underwear on. That's all I'm glad about.
And that's packed in the dresser drawer.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you that next week.
Great.
Thanks, gang. Stay warm.
And we'll be right back.
The Bucs have to win the first half. First quarter, even, really.
First quarter, you think? Yeah.
If they don't at least
Can't
keep it
fall
close
behind.
or get up on the Rams, this thing could be over quick. We'll have more stats on that in a little while. Only one day away, folks. This is probably going to be the biggest event in the history of Tampa Bay pro sports, the NFC Championship game. Let's go right back up to St. Louis now. Jay Crawford standing by live. Jay, you went to the Bucs final walkthrough today. Are these guys ready to play?
They are very ready to play, Scott. And if your key to the game, a win for the Buccaneers, would be winning the first half, my key player would be Warwick Dunn. On this turf, he can be every bit as explosive as the Marshall Falk for the St. Louis Rams. So the Bucs have to get Warwick Dunn involved. Now, the Bucs, they show absolutely no nervousness, a very calm demeanor. Scott, they are ready to get this thing going. Here's some pictures from their walkthrough today. I can tell you the Buccaneers were about as relaxed as you would expect the team could be going into an NFC Championship game. Some of the defensive backs actually working on turning double plays on the AstroTurf inside. They goofed around for about 30 minutes, and then for the last half hour, I would say they got down to business, just going through their walkthrough, very, very loosely structured walkthrough. Tony Dungy has been all business this season, and he still is, but they are amazingly loose for being just one win away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we've got a loose, relaxed crew. You know, that's the way they've been all year. We know what's at stake, and we know what's ahead of us, but I think we'll be ready.
And not too many of us, if anybody, been in this situation before, so we're going to live it up. It's like a bowl game. We're just going to live like a bowl game, just take the free stuff and just have fun.
How about that? Just take the free stuff and have fun. No one says it like Frank Middleton. I can guarantee you that. Now, on the Rams side, after 13 years in retirement, Dick Vermeil decided to come back, give it one last go. He showed up in St. Louis here 3 years ago, and I can tell you, until this season, it has been anything but a picnic for Dick Vermeil. Boy, his first 2 years were just brutal. They had just 9 wins in their first 32 games in his first 2 seasons here. A lot of people here in St. Louis were just saying that maybe the game had passed Dick Vermeil by. Maybe he should step down. And then came 99. After the 98 season, they had an 8-game losing streak that year, by the way. A reporter asked Dick Vermeil what he thought of all the criticism, and he said, say what you want, print what you want. Just be willing to take it back because, he said, we will turn this thing around.
I can't tell you how long it's going to take, but we are going to. And I could gradually see little things happening and football players getting better. We have 8 new starters on offense, 8 new starters on defense, a different kick returner, a different punt returner, a different place kicker, and a different punter than were here when we took the football team over 3 years ago.
Yeah, Scott, he has completely re-engineered this football team. He has built it on speed, especially on the offense. They are incredibly fast on that turf. And the Bucs tomorrow will be in for the best offensive show they've seen all season long. We've got much more on this game coming up a little bit later tonight. Scott, I can't wait. It's just time to play this football game already.
Yeah, absolutely. And back to that Frank Middleton soundbite, safe to say nothing is going to come free tomorrow at about 4:15, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're going to have to earn every point they get.
You bet. Thanks, Jay. We'll see you in just a bit on the pregame show. And we want to remind all of you...
UPN 44 Sports presents the Buccaneer Insider.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thanks a lot for joining us for the Buccaneer Insider. The Bucs less than 24 hours from playing for the NFC Championship against the St. Louis Rams. I'm Bob Alvarez, along with the coach, Doug Graber. We sat here last week talking about the Redskins game. We made our predictions. You said 13-12. It was 14-13. Nice going.
Well, I got pretty close on that one for once, but I really did feel that the Bucs defense could hold the Redskins down. And, you know, they play so hard on defense all the time, and that's really the key.
They took care of the Redskins offense, and they're going to have another chore with the Rams offense this week. Let's show you how the Buccaneers took care of the Redskins last Saturday. Raymond James Stadium, a nice day. The place was packed. Of course, Paul Gruber with the injury, yet he was one of the captains for the game. Coach, we're going to pick it up in the first quarter. The final possession for the Redskins, John Lynch playing center field.
Yeah, and this is going to be a key this week, too, because you have to have patience against this Bucs defense. You try to go down the field too much, you're going to get in trouble.
Another key will be pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, and the Bucs, the four-man stunts worked very, very well last week, and we'll see more of that this week, number 99.
Bucs are going to have to make the Rams work with a long field. Mark Royals is going to be a key.
Well, he's a key, and, of course, that really was kind of an ugly punt, but effective like that.
As long as they work. Again, pressure. We're going to show Cheedy with some pressure, and then a good look at the Buccaneer defense swarming around the football.
Well, this is how they make their living. They run so well, and they play so hard. Look at them run to the football, man. They're just special in that respect.
Steve White coming on here at the end of the year. Here he is with a sack.
Well, not only is it a key sack, but this is where the quarterback got hurt as well, and I think that really hampered him late in the game.
The Buccaneer fans and the Bucs themselves stunned. This is how the third quarter opened. Mitchell taking it all the way.
You know, there have been 4 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the playoffs, and John McLaughlin got out of his lane right there. And, you know, that's not much of a match with Martin Gramatica on a guy like this.
We're going to talk more about Martin's attempt at tackling later in the show, but a big play right here by John Lynch again.
Well, John Lynch is the man, and you know, his intensity level was so high. I mean, he even got into it in the pregame warm-ups with Westbrook. I loved it. Spiking the football here, getting after the offense. Hey, what a great leader.
Nice throw, nice catch here, King to Dunn.
Key third down conversion, great route, and a terrific throw by King. He got it going in the second half.
Buccaneers, not a lot of success running the football, but a nice one here by Mike Alstott.
Well, I mean, this is just a pure effort play, and that's what the Bucs are all about, effort and play hard.
We talked about pressure. Huge play here. White sack recovered.
His 4th sack in the last 2 games by White. He's really coming on strong. He's healthy, and a great job by Sapp there recovering the fumble.
You need luck. 3rd and 4, King fumbles, Dunn recovers.
You know, it just seems that fate is with the Bucs here this year, and this play is a great example of that. But give credit to Dunn. I mean, he could have just fallen on the ball and been short of the first down.
And Sean King not looking like a rookie right here.
No, and he really was a different player in the second half. I thought the first half is the first time he really looked like a rookie all year.
3rd and 3 coming up for Washington. Again, the Buccaneer defense rises.
A lot of people might question that call on 3rd and 3, but give the Bucs credit, they're right there. And I'll tell you, this botched field, I felt bad for Dan Turk, who used to be with us when I coached here, but that's a sack for the Bucs. And I felt much better for the Bucs than I did bad for Dan Turk, to be honest.
and the celebration afterwards, some fireworks, and naturally the player, Frank Middleton, going crazy there, and just for the community itself, a big win. But let's talk about this week coming up a little bit. Again, the Buccaneers are going to face a very potent offense.
Well, they go from the second offense in the NFL. Now they have to face the first offense. And very similar offenses. Mike Martz came from Washington to St. Louis, but the speed on this Washington offense is unbelievable.
All right, we have some keys, Doug and I, as far as what we thought helped the Buccaneers beat the Redskins. Let's go ahead and take a look at what I thought was one of the key plays. We showed it to you earlier. Here's Allstott. You know, several Redskins are trying to grab him. He keeps the feet moving, scores, and that made it 13-7. And again, the Buccaneers have not run the ball well lately. What do you feel going up against the Rams that they're going to have to do?
Well, you know, they're going to have to run the football again, and the Rams are they're number one in the NFL versus the rush. You know, so I mean, there's some possible problems here, but you're going to look for the same Bucs offense. They're going to run the ball, try to control the clock, try like crazy to control it and help their defense.
Let's take a look at your key play from the game.
Well, my key play of the game, of course, would be a defensive play, and it would be a defensive back naturally. But this interception by Lynch, you know, the offense has been feeding on the defense all year, and this ignited the whole football team, and that intensity on the sideline, I mean, that got me going, it got the crowd going, it got the offense going, it got Coach Dungy going. That was really special, and he's such a special guy in the first place.
And he's going to have his hands full up against the Rams. Yeah, we have a lot more coming on this show. Ron Jaworski's going to join us a bit later, but we're going to talk more about the Rams game, and we're going to do so right after we take a timeout. Insider Bob Alvarez along with the coach Doug Graber, and when you talk about the Rams, you're talking about a very explosive offense. An interesting stat about the Rams offense, one touchdown every 18 plays. That's explosive. They are all over the Vikings. Here's what we're talking about. Marshall Faulk is their running back. He also leads the team in reception. Over 1,000 yards receiving and rushing this year. He had a foot problem. That's now gone. Those are some of his moves. The Rams defense, you don't hear a lot about these guys, but they came up with 4 sacks against the Vikings. They are also very tough against the run, and the Buccaneers want to run the football. How are they going to do that?
Well, there are some problems, sir, because, you know, this Rams team is number one in the NFL in rushing defense. So there's going to be some matchup problems. But I tell you what I would really like to do. I'd like to give you an actual scouting report on their personnel as we go right over to the board here. Okay, now let's take a look at this matchup. I'm telling you, folks, number one offense in the NFL, in my opinion, number one defense in the NFL, and without question, the fastest offense in the NFL and the fastest defense in the NFL on a turf field. Man, this is going to be hot. Let's take a look at the key players now for the St. Louis Rams. First of all, they're going to spread the field just like you see here. Here's a 4 wide receiver set, which they use pretty good, a lot. Isaac Bruce, best receiver in the NFL. Torrey Holt, young rookie that really has great talent. Orlando Pace, one of the really only dominating linemen that they have. The rest of their offensive line is average. Falk, who you heard Bob talk about, he's unbelievable. Smart football player, too. And, of course, Kurt Warner. Those are the key guys for this speed offense. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, remember, this defense is number 6 in the NFL. It's a good defensive football team with really 2 or 3 key guys. And as we take a look at it here, the key guys, first of all, number 93, Carter. And, you know, we're going to have our hands full with him. That's Jerry Wunsch. And on the other side of the ball, you've got Grant Wistrom here, who's a kid that I worked with, number 98 right here. We worked with him in the IMG camp. Very intense football player. He really gets after it every snap. London Fletcher right here. Those are the key guys on the defensive side of the ball. It is a good defense that also runs very, very well. That's going to be an interesting matchup.
What are your thoughts about the coaches in this game, Tony Dungy, Dick Vermeil?
Well, they're both tremendous, compassionate, caring people. Dick Vermeil, when I was going to try demeanor fool you, Bob. He knows exactly what he's firmly in charge of that whole operation.
And the one thing they have in common, keeping their teams as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, very much so, and I think the players on both teams really care for them, and they know that both coaches really love those football players as well.
All right, Doug and I are going to go through our keys to a victory over the Rams. We'll do that, plus remember, Ron Jaworski is going to join us, so stay where you are. We'll be right back. The Rams tomorrow, and last week I was a little off the wall with...
Off the wall? Lift every play?
A little off the wall with some of my keys. This week I've come back down to earth just a little bit. But here's what I think the Buccaneers have to do, or else there could be some serious ramifications. They have to improve Martine's tackling. And Mark Royal talked to me about that.
Yeah, that's been addressed, not only by me, but by probably all the rest of his teammates as well. You know, Martine's 160 pounds, maybe, soaking wet, so he stuck his head in there and tried to get it done, but unfortunately, that's not a forte of his.
Well, let's hope they don't have to worry about that. Run, run, run. Buccaneers got to run the football, take some pressure off Sean King. My third key is silly putty, and what I mean by this is they have to stretch the field. If the Rams are going to score, make them put together 90-yard drives instead of 60-yard drives. And Derek Brooks says that is important because the Rams have a lot of weapons.
Yeah, that's a positive on their part. You really can't key in on one guy. For us, we have the counterpart there by saying whoever catches the ball, we got to make the play against that guy. Don't go out there trying to stop everybody. Just stop them whenever they get the balls in their hand.
Talk a little bit about the Buccaneer offense, and one thing that certainly has to happen, Sean King cannot get off to the slow start he did against Washington.
No, he absolutely cannot do that again. And that really leads into one of my keys for the game. Sean King has to get off to a hot start to really quiet the dome. And to me, that's really a key to this game. That place really gets rocking and rolling, maybe as loud as any dome in the NFL right now. So that's really going to be key right there. I think also the Bucs are going to have to get a draw on special teams play. You certainly have two of the three top special teams coaches in the league here. Both teams emphasize it. That'll be a key. The next thing is the Bucs are going to have to beat the blitz. And really what I want to do now is get over to the board and show you exactly what I'm talking about with some of the blitzes that the Rams run. Now, the Rams are not afraid and will blitz a bunch on 1st and 10. And let me show you a couple of those, one of those blitzes in particular that really can cause problems. This is what we call sending two guys in the gap. And here you're going to see the linebacker, London Fletcher, hitting what we call the A gap. And then here comes the safety trailing right off of him. He goes inside, safety goes outside, hitting George right in the back of the head. That is an excellent 1st and 10 blitz, and one that definitely can cause the offense problems. The Bucs are going to have to be prepared for that. On the other side of the ball, certainly the key to me is, and I know that you're going to see this, folks, a lot, is what I call, and most people call, double-level routes. And they have to control number 28, that's Falk, and these double-level routes. Now, let's take a look at it on the board, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. They are going to run in routes all day long, and somebody is going to be sitting down under the in route. This is actually a triple-level route. Here comes the in, here comes the clear, here comes Mr. Falk now on the sit-down. The read is from the in to Marshall Falk. In this case, it's a correct read. The ball goes to Falk, and you're going to just let him work his magic. And this guy, as we've already seen, is very, very tough in the open field and tough to handle. Now, the Bucs' game plan against those double-level routes is to get their good deep drops, take away the in routes, and then drive to the football with all their speed, and they are going to flat out try to punish number 28 come Sunday.
Doug, more about this Rams offense. Mike Martz coached under Norv Turner, so the Bucs will see a lot of what they saw from Washington?
Yeah, the offenses are really almost identical. A lot of shifting, like to throw the ball down the field. Again, one of the keys to me is, will the Rams have the patience to keep dumping that ball underneath?
All right, Ron Jaworski is going to join us. Plus, we're going to take a look back at the '99 season. We'll do that when we return. color commentator during our telecast of the preseason games, and we check in with him now to get his thoughts about this NFC championship game.
Well, guys, thank you very much. It's hard to believe we're talking about the NFC championship game. It only seems like yesterday we were covering the Buccaneers in the preseason. Wow, what a run it's been. Well, let me look at the breakdown of this game. And when you look at the real matchup in this game, it's got to be that Buccaneer defense against that Rams explosive offense. Clearly, the Buccaneers defense, one of the best, if not the best, in the National Football League, going up against a very explosive Rams offense. But no matter what the Rams do, from personnel, 3 and 4 wide, 1 back, 2 tight end, wing formation, motion, whatever they try to do, I think the Bucs will be able to answer. But the key will be tackling. The Buccaneer defense must tackle well. What the Rams do is they isolate personnel one-on-one, and if you can tackle in those one-on-one situations, you can be successful. So clearly, the Buccaneer defense must wear the hat. Now I'll switch it around to the other side. Sean King has to wear the hat from an offensive perspective. The Rams offense will score some points. That will put the burden on the Tampa Bay offense. And clearly, Allstott and Dunn can pound with the running game. That may possess the ball and the time of possession, but clearly points come out of the passing game. This is a game on a fast carpet where Sean King must get the football down the field, and that means Jacques Green must be sharp. Well, after all these games, talking about the NFC Championship game, it's time to make the prediction. And my choice will not be popular, but I think the Rams win this one.
All right, thanks a lot, Jaws. When I think about the Bucs and the Rams, I think about 71 Ali Frazier. Ali's going to dance, bing, bing, bing. He's going to hit you. He's going to try to take you out early. Frazier is going to go the distance. He's going to stand at the end of 15 and see if you are. So I'm old school. I'm taking defense over offense. Buccaneers 12, Rams 7.
Well, you know, I think a lot of things favor the Bucs this week. I really do. You know, psychologically, all those factors favor the Bucs. Everybody in the country is talking the Bucs have no chance. 14-point underdog. Not even going to be a good football game. Those guys have a lot of pride. I've been in that locker room this week. They truly believe they're going to go up there and beat the Rams. In fact, there's not a doubt in their mind. And I'll tell you what, I like that, and I see the Bucs 24-21.
24-21 Buccaneers.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk a little bit about the AFC. Jacksonville lost to Tennessee twice during the season, but I don't know if you agree. I think that home crowd is just too strong, and I think Jacksonville's going to win this game.
Yeah, I do too, and I think it's almost impossible to beat the same team 3 times during a season. I see an all-Florida Super Bowl.
All right. You know, this year for the Buccaneers has certainly been an exciting one. And we're going to take a look back at the season. This piece put together by our own Scott Epstein.
No one said it was easy. No one thought we'd come this far.
Here's the snap. Jeff George. His pass picked up. Intercepted by Abraham to the 40. To the 35 to the 30. Johnny Abraham will score a Tampa Bay touchdown. Wow, what a way to start the ball game.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust.
The Pewter Pirates took care of Washington, and now they're on the road to Atlanta. But first, they're taking a detour to St. Louis, the gateway to the wild, wild West. And these Bucks from the Central are bringing Satin, Lynch, Brooks, Abraham, White, Dickerson, and a gang of tough Buccaneers to stop the Rams scoring machine. Will a king help crown Tampa Bay NFC champs? Now live from Tampa Bay and St. Louis, it's a 10 News special. The Road to Atlanta.
Welcome to this Road to Atlanta Buck Special. I'm Reginald Roundtree.
And I'm Jennifer Howe. Thanks for joining us tonight. Tampa Bay is on edge tonight, hoping the Buccaneers will beat the Rams for their first Super Bowl berth.
Yes, indeed. And a swashbuckling spirit is running rampant throughout the Bay Area. Thousands of fans saw the team off to battle in St. Louis in a huge rally yesterday. Those fans have stood strong after a quarterback fall. Two rookies rise to greatness, and the Pewter Pirates persevere through a record-setting season. But the St. Louis Rams are coming off a dream season, too. They're favored by almost 2 touchdowns in this NFC Championship matchup. And with a 13-3 regular season, a playoff route over the Minnesota Vikings, the Rams want to make the road to Atlanta their own. So the Bucs are now in the Show Me stage.
And the Ram fans are hooping it up in St. Louis. The streets are paved in royal blue and gold, and the fans are decked out for Ram Jam festivities. Dominating the skyline, of course, is the Gateway Arch. Stands 630 feet high, and that's twice the height of the Statue of Liberty. But, of course, these 100 yards are the only ones that matter on the field at the Trans World Dome. All 65,300 seats are sold out for Sunday's battle. It's only the second playoff game to be played there.
And joining us live from St. Louis, we have 10 News Bucs fanatic Mike Deason and anchor Sue Zelenko outside the Buccaneers' downtown headquarters hotel.
Sports Director Al Keck and reporter Jerry Johnson are at the Trans World Dome tonight.
And let's start with Mike and Sue. Mike, I remember hearing this story about that lucky Bucs cap. Where is it? I've got to see it.
Reg, you won't believe this. Yesterday, as I'm getting to the hotel and unpacking, I go, oh, no.
You hold your mind.
There's no Bucs hat in my suitcase. I went crazy. So I called my wife. I got to take the gloves off to do this. I hope this is going to be like Al Capone's vault. And I said, you gotta send me the Bucs cap. It arrived today, and she sent not just the championship cap I've been wearing all week, the lucky Bucs cap. Only time I didn't wear it this year was when we lost to the Giants. It's on. It's safe. We're gonna win the game.
Do you believe him? Do
That's
you believe him?
That's what I'm superstitious.
He was freaking out yesterday. I said I was going to wear it, and I didn't pack it.
Well, you know, I've had it at every one of the winning games this year, and when I wear it, they win. When I didn't, they lost. It'll be on my head tomorrow. We're safe. It's in the bag. Well, it's out of the bag now. It's on my head.
Thanks to his wife. We appreciate that.
But, you know, the Bucs are here in full force, as are the fans here in full force right now. They are all throughout St. Louis, and they are ready for a big, big victory.
Well, now, I have to tell you, as you said, we're standing out in front of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. This is where the Buccaneers are staying, and they arrived yesterday. We showed you some of the video yesterday. Take a look again. They arrived in grand style. They had a police escort. A couple of dozen fans gathered outside. Marcus Jones getting off the bus, number 78, hugging the fans, telling them how much they appreciate them showing up. And tonight, I understand it's an early curfew here at the hotel, so I'm not sure they'll be running through much of the streets tonight. But it's nice to have them here, and a couple sightings around town.
That's right, and a lot of fans around town. As I said, the fans are out here in full force, and we saw them throughout the town today, and they were taking in everything, showing their Buck colors. And while it seems that the Rams fans are wild here, Buck fans admit fans are the same everywhere.
Do you think people here are more fanatical than we are in Tampa Bay?
No. No way. There's nuts in Tampa as well. We're all having fun.
And we are all having fun.
And in a little bit, we're going to show you how the Ram fans are having fun. It's absolutely disgusting. That's coming up.
All right, guys, we will certainly check back with you. Mike Deason and Tuzelenko reporting live for us. Now, the excitement is certainly there, and we're still more than 20 hours away from kickoff.
Can you believe it? We want to turn it over right now to Al Keck and Jerry Johnson. And to both of you, how does the team look to you guys?
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a battle between the top two teams in the NFC. In fact, the top two seeds. The Buccaneers check in at 12-5, and of course the Rams are 14-3. This is the NFL's number one defense against the NFL's number one offense against the NFL's number 3 defense. St. Louis, a heavy favorite, but you take away quarterback Kurt Warner and also running back Marshall Faulk, and this team was 4-12 last year. Jerry Johnson is with me here at the Trans World Dome, and Jerry, this will be a game of big plays. The Buccaneers need to stop them.
Absolutely, Al. This has all the potential in the world to be one of the great playoff games in the history of the NFL. In the St. Louis Rams, you have the league's most valuable player in Kurt Warner. With the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the defensive player of the year in Warren Sapp. We're talking a great offense against a great defense, and two teams that believe completely in themselves, eager to go to war and prove it.
I think it's going to be a classic matchup. You got a big play, explosive team that has a lot of speed versus a defense that's aggressive and, plays sound, and we have a lot of speed too. And I think it's going to be fun for people who really like football to watch that matchup.
For the Rams, speed and talent are everywhere, and Marshall Faulk is their most dangerous weapon.
What's so special about this offense is we've got talent all around, and we can attack you from a lot of different directions. You got a guy like Marshall who's a running threat, but you can put him out on the perimeter and throw footballs to him, and he's almost like another receiver out there. So
the Buccaneers, of course, believe in their defense. Confident Derek Brooks will keep making big plays at key moments, that Warren Sapp will be the sack master, certain that defense wins championships.
They're going to drop back and throw the ball as many times as we anticipate, and that's going to give me a lot of opportunities to get up close and personal with Kurt Warner. So as long as John Lynch and the boys cover him up, I'm going to go rush him.
And what about the Buccaneer offense? Is there enough weaponry here to overcome an underrated Ram defense?
Well, we're going to have to use all our weapons, and Mike has been a big part of our running game this year, and, we've got to get Mike and Warwick the ball and get them some space and see if we can get them to the linebackers, get them past the line of scrimmage. But Mike's been good for us all year, and we expect the same thing on Sunday.
And that will be the other key matchup in this football game, Al, is the conservative Buccaneer offense against this sort of underrated Rams defense. Tony Dungy likes the Rams defense. He says they play defense with an attitude. So the key is, will Sean King, Jacquez Green, Mike Allstott, Warwick Dunn, can they rise to the occasion and play a near-flawless game and beat the Rams? Absolutely they can. Will they? That's why they'll play it tomorrow afternoon right here at the Trans World Dome.
Absolutely. They're hoping to make this a very short game. The Buccaneer defense has to control it. The offense has to do just enough. That'll make the game shorter, the score shorter, and if they do that, the Buccaneers believe they have a chance to win this game. Back to you.
I think you've made a lot of fans happy, both of you, with the good word. Thanks to both of you. We're going to make them stand out in the cold for a little while longer.
Just a little bit.
We're going to hear more from Stu, Mike, Al, and Jerry as we continue our special report. Now, the first team, by the way, that the Bucs ever played back in 1976 was a preseason game against the Rams back when they were the Los Angeles Rams.
Now, the Bucs lost that game, and it looks like the Bucs have been behind the 8-ball ever since. Dave Worth is joining us now with a little history lesson on this short series.
Yeah, the one I remember was in '92. It was a national game. I think it was on a Sunday night. ESPN was televising. Vinny Testaverde at quarterback. They were up 27-3 at the half. What a great half. Right. Wound up losing the game.
No.
31-27. Jim Everett was quarterbacking the Rams. That was painful. That was extremely painful. The Bucs have not played the Rams, actually, since they moved to St. Louis. They've never played the St. Louis Rams, and they moved in 1995. As it stands, the Rams lead the regular season series against the Bucs with 8 wins. The Bucs have only beaten the Rams 3 times. Each time came at home. And as we've said, the Bucs lost that NFC Championship game to the Rams in '79 by a 9-0 score. But less than a year later, the Bucs played their first Monday Night Football game against the Rams, and the Bucs actually won that one by a 10-9 score. And folks have always ripped the Bucs for losing. Actually, the Rams lost more games in the 90s. This was the Rams' first winning season this decade, 13-3. They had double-digit losses in 8 of the 10 years in the 90s. And even a couple of years when Dick Vermeil was in charge, his first 2 years, they were an awful team. They just turned it around this year. So actually, this is a team that historically is worse than the Bucs.
We hope they continue that trend.
Well, I don't know. They've gone awfully well this year. I'm not sure if they're going to turn it around in one game. But these are 2 teams that previously lost. They've turned it around in a couple of years.
All right, thank
Perspective.
you. Yeah. Dave mentioned the Bucs' revenge factor is key for that NFC Championship loss back in 1979.
And one man who can tell you all about that game is Bucs legend Leroy Selman.
We fought hard, but that day the Los Angeles Rams played better.
We're going to take a look back with Mr. Buck himself and the fans who cheered him on coming up.
Plus, the enemy is looking ahead to the big game, and they're getting pumped.
And as we take a break, here's a little trivia question for you. The Bucs scored 270 points against all their opponents in the regular season. In what quarter of the game was the majority of those points scored? We'll have the answer for you in 2 minutes.
Proves most prolific for our beloved Buccaneers. Well, out of 270 points this season, 106 of them were scored in the second quarter of the game. Okay, let the Ram bashing begin. Bucs fans are finding all sorts of ways to vent their championship spirit.
You just have to be real careful where they swing that sledgehammer. Cars decked out in blue and gold. That's their match at Bill Curry Ford. And after that crazy scene at the stadium, fans are hoping to keep the parties going on. 10 News reporter Doug Meehan is live in St. Petersburg tonight. He's at Bleachers Sports Bar.
And, Doug, what's going on? Are the fans running into a lot of enthusiasm out there?
Yeah, they're kind of holding back. They're withholding all that enthusiasm until things really start getting going tomorrow. You know, most of your sports bars and stuff, a lot of the folks are saying, get here early, wherever you're going to go to watch the game, because seats like this, they're going to be very few and far between. Of course, you got that early afternoon game, and then the Bucs don't come on until 4 o'clock. So you got a lot of people like these guys that are kind of eating dinner. What's your name? Aaron Kuntz. Aaron, where you from? St. Pete. What are your plans for watching the game tomorrow?
Going down to golf cart, hang out with some friends. Bucs are gonna egg.
All right, so you're going to avoid the whole the crazy bar.
The whole bar. There's gonna be about 30 people down there though. It'll be a good time.
Oh, so you're making it a full event.
It's gonna be a big party all day. Watch the early game and the late game all day.
Got a prediction for the score?
Bucs 21, Rams 10.
There you have it. All right, the predictions have begun. The Bucs, by all accounts here, are going to win this thing. So we'll send it back to you guys. And who said that I wouldn't end up in a bar on a Saturday night?
We could have predicted that.
Right. You feel right at home, don't you?
You should just stay there until tomorrow. We're going to talk to Doug again in a few minutes, but right now we want to take it back out to St. Louis.
And it looks like St. Louis is bragging about a few Bucs bashing parties. Is that right, Mike and Sue?
Oh, they had a huge party here yesterday. Thousands of people showing up, kind of in the downtown area, a place called Union Station. Take a look at this video. These Ram fans are really rambunctious. Ram fans had a heyday beating up a Mike Allstott doll last night. And then some serious St. Louis backers trying to win tickets to the game. They're eating a live goldfish. One fan wallowed in a pool of cow manure to get tickets to the game. The ultimate winner, though, you're going to love this, a woman in a bikini sitting in a tub of ice chugging clam juice. And let me remind you, the temperature here is below freezing. They are nuts. They are rabid.
I don't mind the clam juice.
Yeah, well.
doesn't do it for
I
me.
have 3 pairs of socks on. I can't even imagine sitting in a tub of ice.
Well, you know, while the Ram fans are going crazy about their Rams, the Buck fans here have some things to say about that as well, Sue. The Buck fans who are in town are taking some verbal abuse, and they're hearing everything from the Ram fans about how the Ram fans are on their way to Atlanta. But let me tell you, the Buck fans say they only have one goal in mind, the Super Bowl. Go Bucks! We're hearing that phrase throughout enemy territory today as Buck fans are starting their Pewter Pirate invasion of St. Louis.
I couldn't believe that when I woke up this morning and came over here that there was how many Tampa Bay fans were actually here in the hotel.
Some of the fans are able to be in St. Louis because they bought their tickets online, where they were selling for as high as $8,000 for 4 tickets. Glenn Gillum paid $200 online, but he says $2,000 a seat is just too much, even for the Bucks.
Maybe for the Super Bowl I would spend $8,000, but not for this game.
But the game is all people are talking about. You know, a lot of people here in St. Louis think we're nuts for believing the Bucks are going to win. You know that.
Yeah,
And what do you say to those people?
they need to think again.
And while most Ram fans appear overconfident, not everybody in St. Louis is that way. The smart ones know who's going to win the game. In fact, they've already built a Buck restaurant. Of course, that's Jack Buck's restaurant. He's the St. Louis Cardinals baseball announcer. But when we're trying to counteract the noise at the Trans World Dome tomorrow, you look for Bucks anywhere you can find them. You're in enemy territory, you know.
I know. We've heard a lot of stuff already since we've been here.
And while Ram fans are giving Buck fans a rough time, Buck fans are dishing it out as well.
Awesome. We're having a great time. We're all giving everybody a hard time as they buy St. Louis gear over here at the shop, and we're having a great time.
The Buck fans are yelling as loudly as they can, but clearly they're going to be outnumbered at the Trans World Dome tomorrow, and it's supposed to be very loud in there, isn't it, Sue?
I'm checking the meter right now. We have a meter here to measure the sound, and tomorrow in the Dome, these crazy Ram fans, we're gonna check out how loud they are. I'm not sure it's going to make any difference in the game, but they say it's loud. They say that's their weapon.
But you know,
we'll check it out.
One Buck place is right next to the airport. When we were over there the other day, planes were landing in there, so, you know, they're used to practicing with noise. I think that the Bucks will be on their game.
I don't think it'll make a bit of a difference, but we'll check it out anyway.
All right, guys, we'll check back with you in just a few minutes.
I bet they're glad they're not shelling out $2,000 a ticket to get into that game.
Can you imagine?
High prices.
Well, in a poll, the Buccaneers website, more fans say quarterback Kurt Warner is the one Rams player the Bucs should be most concerned about.
Yeah, but how does he stack up against Sean King? We'll bring you the tale of 2 quarterbacks coming up.
Plus, we'll take a closer look at that fateful game that pitted the Bucs and the Rams in this same matchup 21 years ago.
And here's another trivia question for you. Under head coach Tony Dungy, what is the Bucs' record on artificial turf? We'll have that answer just ahead.
Okay, trivia time. What is the Bucs' record on artificial turf? Since Dungy's been calling the shots, well, the answer is 9-8. And just a little side note here, playing in domes, it's more of a bleak outlook. That record is 6-7. Not good. I don't like that 6-7. I like the 9-8. A
The
little
other
bit
number
better.
was better.
Well, when the Bucs and the Rams battle for that last win on the road to Atlanta, we're going to see much more than just a great game.
We'll see 2 quarterbacks who were little more than side notes when the season began. Dave Worth joins us now with more on this tale of 2 quarterbacks.
You know, just going back 5 years, you know, Sean King was down the road at Gibbs High, playing ball there for the Gladiators. 5 years ago, Kurt Warner was stocking shelves at a grocery store in Iowa. He was trying to get his pro football career jump-started, and he needed money, so he went to work. He was stocking shelves on the night shift.
Wow.
It's a fascinating story, yeah. But Sean King right now, only 22 years old. He's only thrown 7 touchdowns in his NFL career. Kurt Warner's 28. He's got 41 pro touchdowns. Regular season, all of them this year. King made a name for himself playing for the Gibbs Gladiators and the Tulane Green Wave. Kurt Warner, how about the Iowa Barnstormers? That was an arena football where the fans used to dress up like cows. We're told. And he also played for the Amsterdam Admirals in NFL Europe. And the odd connection here, both King and Warner replaced a quarterback named Trent. That's right. They got a chance to lead their teams this far only after the Bucs' Trent Dilfer went down with a broken collarbone, and in the preseason when the Rams' Trent Green went down with a torn-up knee.
That's pretty interesting.
And both of these guys are Christian men. They believe it. They believe in faith. They believe in God, and very interesting stories too. I could go on about Kurt Warner for a long time. He's got a fascinating.
You know what?
Everybody else.
Yeah.
I will admit he seems like a very nice guy, a likable kind of guy, even though he's a Ram.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
The woman he married was a divorcee with 2 kids, one of them handicapped. And, of course, she thought after she divorced, who's going to want me with 2 kids, one of them handicapped?
Right.
They fell in love. He adopted the kids. They had another kid. It's an inspirational
that's a
story.
great story.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, stop telling me. I'm starting to like this guy too much.
He's a likable guy, except on Sunday.
All right. Thank you, sir.
3 hours. Thanks,
Yeah.
Dave.
Well, some Bucs fans say Warner is no big deal. They say destiny is going to play a much bigger role in this battle in St. Louis.
Yeah, if you talk to any diehard Bucs fan, especially one who's never missed a game, they're going to tell you this is the year to make a Super Bowl dream come true. Mike Deason's talked to quite a few Bucs fans in his time, and he's joining us live once again from St. Louis tonight. Mike?
You know, Jen, at the station, everybody credits me as being the ultimate Buck fan, but I didn't come here till 1982, and though I've been a long-time season ticket holder, I wasn't there at the beginning. But there are some people who have seen every game since 1976, and that includes the game that they lost to the Rams 20 years ago in the playoffs as they were trying to make it to the Super Bowl back then. And a win tomorrow for those fans particularly would be some sweet revenge.
Remember how everything was orange, though, when you looked at the stadium from afar? Like a sea of orange in there.
Oh, yeah. Robert Ferguson and Darryl Duxon are watching film replays of the 1979 championship game the Bucs lost to the Rams 9-0. They were in the north end zone and expected the Bucs to win.
Absolutely. I counted on winning, and we should have won the game.
I mean, it was a big disappointment.
Now, when we lost, did you think it'd be another 20 years before we got back to the championship game?
Oh, heck no, but I never thought Doug Williams would leave either.
Mr. Buck, Leroy Selman, the team's only member of the Hall of Fame, says the team expected to win that day as well.
Now, we fought hard, but that day the Los Angeles Rams played better.
But this time, Buck fans think the results will be different when the Bucs play the Rams.
It's like David and Goliath. You know, Goliath went down before. I think he'll go down again.
Meantime, Selman, who is painfully aware of the 20-year gap between Bucs championship game appearances and says it's obviously not easy to get to this point, has some advice for the current Buccaneers. And that's to enjoy every minute of the game and everything that surrounds it.
Play hard for 60 minutes. When it's over, let's look up at the scoreboard and see who won.
Let's hope it's the Bucs.
And it will be the Bucs.
And I couldn't say it any better myself. It will be the Bucs. We just saw special teams coach Joe Marciano going into the hotel, and we said, Coach, how's it going to be? He said, we're going to win. It's in the bag. And I said, are there going to be any special tricks up your sleeve? He says, got to come to the movie. We'll be there. I bet you most of you will be, too, if either not here, but watching the movie. You know, he's always got a special one up his sleeve.
Got to come to the big show. Yes,
got to come to the movie.
And he's not going to tell us what it is until we see it.
You know, and that's okay with me, too.
Yeah, because you're going to be there. You'll be able to see it in person. Thanks a lot. Mike Deason live in St. Louis tonight. Now, when you ask Buck fans to show their spirit, there's a chance you're going to end up with incoherent screaming.
Just wild screaming. Now, wouldn't it be nice if we could all just kind of sing along? Coming up, we'll check out the new old way people are singing the Bucs praises.
And talk about playing nice. What is Sue doing with these Rams fans? She's going to explain coming up next.
Meantime, it's trivia time again. The Bucs have scored 270 points against all of their opponents in the regular season. How many were scored by Martin's Automatica Grammatica? The answer is just 2 minutes away.
A trivia question answer for you. Out of the Bucs' 270 regular season points, Martin Grammatica was responsible for putting 106 of them on the board. That's 27 field goals and 25 extra points, and it's a single-season scoring record for any Buccaneer.
That's a lot of points. A lot of points. Sports director Al Keck is up in St. Louis. He joins us live. And, Al, are there some Buccaneer fans behind you
Are there some Buccaneer fans behind me? I've got about 50 Buccaneer fans here that just flew in today. They're part of this charter that came in to see this Buccaneer game. They've got a lot of spirit here, believe me. You know, there's a history between the Bucs and the Rams in this NFC Championship game. The only time the Bucs played
for the NFC Championship. It was against the Rams back in 1980, and of course the Bucs lost that game by a score of 9-0. The coach of that team was John McKay. He had the Bucs in that championship game within 4 years, and McKay believes that this Buccaneer team can beat the Rams. Count John McKay among those who believe this group of Tampa Bay Buccaneers is a team of destiny. He simply points to Saturday's victory over the Redskins.
When a quarterback drops the ball, Dunn picks it up, makes the first down. They got a cinch field goal. They can't get the ball to the thing. And that guy, that center, used to be on our team. Thank God he got to Washington.
It took McKay all of 4 years to get his Buccaneers to the NFC Championship game the first time around. The 1979 season. Again, the Bucs rode their defense. McKay says the big difference between his defense and this Buccaneer defense is speed. This bunch is faster. And he believes the Rams will be in for a rude awakening come Sunday.
I don't think the Rams have been hit as hard as I think our guys are going to hit them. And that takes a lot out of you when you get hit several times. You know, there's a lot of guys who can run fast. They get hit about 3 times. They don't run as fast.
And McKay chuckles when he hears about the fact that the Bucs are listed as 2-touchdown underdogs.
If we were to win, yeah, I think it would have to be a low-scoring game. And if it's a low-scoring game, we will win. We can keep them from doing what they did to Minnesota, completely tearing them up. The Eagles, I believe, beat them. Detroit beat them. Well, my Lord, we were better than Detroit or the Eagles. It'll be a great contest. I wish I was young enough to go and play in it, not coach in it.
Not coaching it. Now, here is one station from Tampa doing a special, and here is Channel 10 doing a special. This is where the true Buccaneer fans want to see the coverage of the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship game. Back to you.
Al, what an incredible comparison.
Leave it to Al to find the fans.
I'm telling you.
That's great.
Thanks so much. Al Keck reporting live from St. Louis.
Well, sharing the turf with the enemy might not be as problematic as all those Bucs fans who are pouring into St. Louis.
Now, St. Louis expected about 2,000 Tampa Bay Bucs fans to make the trip for the big game. And Mike Deason and Sue Zelenko are 2 of them, and we understand you're partying with the enemy. What's going on here?
We're not partying.
Well, you know, quite honestly, Reg, we're outnumbered here. Just while we were listening to Al, a guy walks up and hands me a sign, got to go to work, wrong colors. But when you're in enemy territory, you got to deal with that kind of intimidation. So what we decided to do was to go behind enemy lines and talk with the enemy. We want to know, what do they really think about the Bucs, and what are their team's strengths? The front lines in this war can be found at any local sports bar. We were outnumbered the second we walked in, screaming fans surrounding our cameras. But when they realized we came in peace, we did get a chance to hear their real views on this battle of North and South. First, their views on the Rams' strengths.
Watching our offense work is like watching Picasso paint. These guys fling the ball around, and we have so many weapons, whether we're passing it or running it. We have one of the best play callers in the business. We have so many weapons that if you try and focus on one, we're going to try and beat you with something else.
Marshall Falk came in, and he added a real new dimension to the team. And all the rest of the players, the marquee players we had, they're coming off injuries. They all had good years. It just seems like everything's congealed at all at the same time. And Kurt Warner stepped up with a Cinderella story, and it's been history ever since.
What's our team going to have trouble with dealing with the Rams? What do you think?
Team speed. Once they get on the carpet, they're not playing on grass down in Tampa Bay. It's going to be a whole different game for them.
That was the easy part, getting them to talk positive about their Rams. But ask the enemy for positive comments about the Bucs.
I have a soft spot for Sean King because I'm a Tulane alumni. And I hope Sean does very, very well, except for Sunday. After that, he can do as well as he wants. And Sean's doing a great job. I don't think he's as good as Kurt Warner, but we'll find out on Sunday.
What do you think about Sean King?
I like him. I liked him in Tulane too. He seems like a real good kid, and he really enjoys the sport, and really he's having fun.
I'm sure it'll be the best defense that we'll see all year. I mean, without a doubt, everybody's talking about the Tampa defense. They're very impressive from the highlights that we've seen. I just don't think they're going to be good enough.
The Ram fans feel they have one secret weapon the Bucs don't. A blessing from the Pope.
The Pope visited us last January, and everywhere he's been, the team has gone on to, like, great things. Like, I think the Broncos, he visited Denver, and they won the Super Bowl. So I'm thinking maybe the Pope is doing it for us. There's got to be an explanation from how bad they were to how good they were.
Yeah, Reg, Jen, there's got to be an explanation. So it's true they got the blessing of the Pope, but we believe.
We believe.
All
Yeah,
right.
these are the right signs, not that one from the Rams fans.
Sue, I admire your courage for going into that bar and talking to those Rams fans, and they were nice to you.
Well, you know what? I bought the first round. That's
Oh, that might have something to do with it.
explains it. Handle them.
That's right.
And then we ran as fast as we
There
could when
you
we were
go.
done.
There you
I
go.
gotta get
Tonight
quiet.
after work for us, too.
Mike Deason and Sue Zelenko reporting live for us.
Well, 21 years ago, the last time the Bucs played for a spot in the Super Bowl, the team had a fight song.
And every fan knew it by heart. When the team had the old uniforms, crowds wore these orange T-shirts and sang along to Jeff Arthur's fight song. Now that old song has a new spin.
Why not spray it?
Win or lose this season, Arthur hopes the updated version of his hit plays at home games next year. And how about our next Bucs trivia question? Sackmaster Warren Sapp at 12.5 sacks in the regular season. How many yards did those sacks cost the Bucs opponent? The answer is coming up next.
Sapp's sacks in the regular season. With 12.5 sacks, Bucs opponents lost 94.5 yards to Warren Sapp. Very close.
Very good.
Well, if you ask any fan to rattle off their favorite Bucs players and stats, they can probably keep you talking well into next season.
And our Doug Meehan is out among the droves of fans, chatting it up. And what are they saying out there, Doug?
Well, I'll tell you, Reg, you sit at any sports bar, people are going to say, well, I'm the biggest Bucs fan. No, I'm the biggest Bucs fan. Well, across the country, 31 different NFL teams, they have what they call induction into the Hall of Fame at Canton, Ohio. And this is something new that was sponsored by Visa, where they actually get inducted or honored at the Hall of Fame. And there is a woman from Clearwater that had this honor just earlier this week. Let me introduce you to her. We have some videotape of some of the activities that was happening in Canton, Ohio. This is Melody Fagursky and her husband, Gerald. They live in Clearwater. Now, she, not he, was just tapped as the Buccaneer Hall of Fame fan. It happened out in Canton, Ohio, but it's what Melody beat herself that makes her one of the Bucs' biggest boosters.
We have been fans, actually, since before they even got there. We went to exhibition games when we were trying to get
To beat cancer, and she says she attributes rooting for the Buccaneers that helped her through that and helped her beat cancer. And, of course, we're here at Bleachers, and folks are ready for the game.
I bet they are. You look like
Jen?
you're ready, too.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm actually ready to eat, I think.
He always knows the right place to be. Thanks, Doug Meehan, live in St. Petersburg tonight. You might not recognize the name Herm Edwards. He's a Bucs assistant coach who could one day end up as a head coach.
Yes, indeed. He's very talented. And Dave Worth is joining us now with more on what Edwards knows about the Rams head coach, Dick Vermeil.
Well, one thing he knows about him, he played for him many years ago. He knows that Vermeil's a crier. You know, Vermeil is so emotional. He cries.
Really?
He cries at supermarket openings. This guy he's very emotional. He gets down into it. It's an unusual situation on the Bucs coaching staff. Tony Dungy's top assistant isn't a coordinator. Those jobs belong to Monty Kiffin and Mike Shula. Herm Edwards is the defensive backs coach and the assistant head coach. He's already interviewed for some head coaching positions, and there's little doubt that he'll get one someday. But for now, he's learning and preparing.
Football fans hear the name Herm Edwards, they immediately think of the miracle in the Meadowlands. 21 years ago, he picked up that Joe Pisarcik fumble and ran his way into NFL history.
For the past 4 years, Herm has been Tony Dungy's assistant head coach and also position coach for the Bucs defensive backs. From Dungy, he's been learning what it takes to lead a football team and maybe take that next step up the coaching ladder.
Consistency is very important. In football players, they're really a type of group that they want some leadership. They want somebody to tell them, this is what you got to do. Because you learn that in junior high school. The coach tells you, this is what you got to do. And if you can tell that guy what to do, where he's going to be better, a better player, he's going to listen to you.
In Edwards' rich football history are 9 seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles. He started every game there at quarterback. He was in the Eagles' playoff game with the Bucs back in '79.
Oh, we played the Bucs. It was hot. I can remember that, and Ricky Bell was running all over us.
And his coach on those Eagles teams, the current Rams coach, Dick Vermeil.
I'll be a Dick Vermeil fan all my life. You know, he's a special guy. He's a special guy to me, and I guess everybody that's ever played for the guy. You know, and he's probably a Herman Edwards fan. Our first year there, I think we were 4-10 or something crazy like that, and then we got in the playoffs the next 4 years in a row. But I mean, he had to do some things. He had to become across as a tough guy to make sure that he weeded the guys out that really didn't like football.
Herm Edwards is actually a very interesting guy to talk to. Extremely bright, very smart, great, as you've seen, great on camera, great with the media. And his secondary, you know, his secondary coach, it's improved every year since he's been on board. Regardless of what Isaac Bruce of the Rams might think, the secondary has improved every year with the Bucs under Edwards.
You know, it's really interesting when you have a team that has success, the other teams around the league start watching for that talent, and they snatch them away.
Yeah, it's the NFL's a copycat league. If you have success, everybody else is going to come to you.
Thank you, sir.
Still to come here on our special, you're in for a real treat. We're going to take you along for a 10 News sightseeing tour, St. Louis by SuCam. Coming up next.
Don't miss that one. And here's another chance to test your Bucs knowledge. What Buccaneer has the most consecutive starts? We'll be back with the answer in a moment. What Buccaneer has the most consecutive starts? It's center Tony Mayberry. He holds that honor. He's actually tied for third among all active NFL players with 144 straight starts in the regular season. Mayberry has also played in 160 consecutive games. Incredible record there. Are you already itching to join the Bucs if and when they head to Atlanta? Grab a pen. We've got some info.
Tickets are not. Thousands of fans are planning to head to Atlanta for Super Bowl 34. You can find all the information you need at SuperBowlXXXIV.com. No, .org. Or you can call 1-800-ATLANTA. And this is kind of unbelievable. There are still hotel rooms available if you need more information on that. The hotel hotline is 1-888-738-6877.
They don't call it the hotline for anything.
It's a lot
of phone calls.
Of course, it's going to be a whole lot easier when the big show is right here in the Bay Area. Super Bowl 35 is set for next January at Raymond James Stadium.
And guess what network? Yes.
Here.
What that means, no road trips, and our 10 News crew out in St. Louis have had quite a time so far on their jaunt through the Midwest. Isn't that right, Sue?
I've never been to St. Louis before. This is my first time. Have you ever been here, Red?
Never been there before. But you know what? I will probably not go in the wintertime either.
I wouldn't recommend it, quite honestly. Well, I got here Thursday. I was about a day ahead of everybody else. So bear with me, gang. I brought my home video camera, and I thought I'll take you around St. Louis and show you what it's like here. So here's my video, my impressions, home movies of Sue in St. Louis. But I think I'm going to do the tourist thing today. So I'm going to go see, what should I see first? I think I should see the arch.
See the arch.
Is that a real touristy thing to do?
That's a touristy thing that you can get here.
Have you ever done it?
Actually, no, and I live here. You get to downtown. You just take I-70 eastbound.
Okay.
And then here's
How far is that drive? What do you figure?
15, 20 minutes, depending on how fast you go.
This is the highway leading into downtown St. Louis. 3-lane highway. And look at, everybody here is doing the speed limit. My first stop downtown was a refurbished old train store mall and a hotel. But it's this room that's the main attraction here.
This is the Grand Hall. This lobby was the original waiting area where people would come and wait for the trains to come in.
Well, welcome to St. Louis. I got my first parking ticket. How do you like that? I'm on my way still to that famous arch right downtown. But first, let's take a look at the riverfront.
Not exactly like Tampa's, is it?
A Bucs omen. What is the Bucs record this season when the team wins the opening coin toss? The answer is 2 minutes away.
And in this season, the Bucs are 10-2 when Tampa Bay wins the coin toss. Yeah, it's interesting. So is Lady Luck really on the Bucs side?
Dave Worth is joining us again with some optimistic news.
Well, I've always thought that any good team has a little bit of luck on their side, but So when the Bucs committed 6 turnovers against the Chiefs this year and won the game, yeah, they may have a little bit extra going for them right now. One of the definitions of luck is the residue of hard work and preparation. The Bucs would tend to believe that part of it. But the way the football has bounced for the Bucs this season, one would tend to wonder if they really do have Providence on their side. Al Keck in St. Louis. All right, Al, what do you think? Has it been luck? Has it been skill? Which one?
I think it's been a little both, along with a lot of support here. We got a lot of Buccaneer fans down here. You know, everything has just lined up perfectly for this team, especially in the second half of the season. They may be 14-point underdogs, but the Bucs say, hey, what else is new?
I don't necessarily believe in destiny per se, as most people would take it. I think our team worked hard.
Call it fate, luck, or whatever you want. Things have truly gone the Buccaneers' way the second half of the season. Here's a look at 10 reasons why the Bucs may be this year's team of destiny. Number 10, the Bucs win 2 games without scoring offensive touchdowns. 6-3 over the Bears and 19-10 over the defending NFC champion Atlanta Falcons. Number 9, the Bucs commit 6 turnovers against Kansas City, and they still win 17-10. Number 8, the Bucs rebound from a 45-0. Their worst defeat in team history, yet they still set a team record with 11 wins in the regular season. Number 7, Buccaneer defensive back Donnie Abraham scores more touchdowns than wide receivers Bert Emanuel and Riedel Anthony. Number 6, the so-called experts count the Bucs out when they lose their top 2 quarterbacks to injury, but the rookie, Sean King, leads them to a 6-1 record. Number 5, another rookie, Martin Gramatica, kicks field goals from 50 and 53 yards in the 4th quarter to lead the Bucs over Atlanta. Number 4, after Minnesota steals kick returner Yo Murphy off waivers days before a Monday night showdown, Murphy fumbles late in the game to set up the Bucs' game-winning score. Number 3, the Redskins were 20-0 in playoff history when leading after 3 quarters, but the Bucs end that streak thanks to a bad snap.
We take over!
Number 2, with the NFC Central Division title and a first-round bye in the playoffs on the line, the Bucs are welcomed by a 55-degree day, January 2nd, in Chicago. And the final reason, the Bucs are a team of destiny. 4th quarter against Washington. Sean King fumbles inside the 20. Warwick Dunn recovers and even advances the ball for a crucial first down. That set up the game-winning touchdown.
When we got that one, I kind of thought it might be our day.
So really, you know, the way it lines up, and you think about all the things that happen, you have to wonder if this is the team of destiny. Back to you.
Now you got to believe. You must believe.
And if you don't believe in destiny, the fans say you just got to believe in the Bucs themselves. That's
Yes,
all
indeed.
it takes.
And we've got some real believers on our 10 News team braving that St. Louis chill tonight. Sue and Mike, close it out for us.
Well, you know what? We're hoping to do this all over again in Atlanta. How's that sound?
You know, you got all those reasons Al gave us. You got the lucky cap. We believe Bucs 20-17 tomorrow.
That sounds good.
We can
We'll
do
buy
it
it.
all. We'll buy it. We
right.
believe.
All right, give us some predictions real quickly here. Give me an idea of where you stand, guys.
2017 Bucs.
Okay, Sue?
2017, you only think that a field goal will be the difference? I say it'll be a little more than a field goal, maybe a total touchdown.
What
We're
about
gonna
you,
beat 'em
Al?
by 7.
What about you, Al?
I say, here's my first prediction. Number 1, it'll be warm in the dome, thank goodness. And who's going to win this game tomorrow? Buccaneers, 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 Buccaneers.
That says it all.
Looks pretty obvious to me, gang.
Excellent. All right, Al Keck, Mike Deason, Sue Zelenko, reporting live from St. Louis. Thank you so much. Great report.
We thank them for all of that. We thank them for staying out in the
And that's
cold
cold out
as
there.
long as they have. And we hope you'll stay with us as our Road to Atlanta coverage continues all this week. We will have more live reports from St. Louis and a special Sports Line Extra. We'll have that tonight and tomorrow night on 10 News at 11 o'clock.
Well, that does it for us right now. Thank you so much for joining us, and go Bucs.
We'll see you back here for 10 News at 11 o'clock. In the meantime, have a good night.
The 1970s has been the Los Angeles Rams. Each year, Ram fans cheer as their team wins its division, only to see them lose their grip when the playoffs roll around. In 1975, the underdog Dallas Cowboys came into the Coliseum and buried the heavily favored Rams 37-7. As disappointing as this shocker was, the next playoff encounter was just as bad. Battling the cold as well as the Minnesota Vikings in the 1976 NFC Championship, the Rams snatched defeat from the jaws of victory 24-13. Weather played a big part in the 1977 rematch in Los Angeles. This time, a winter monsoon mired the Rams in a muddy mess. Vikings 14, Rams 7. After being victimized by underdogs and weather, the Rams found another way to lose in the NFC title game of 1978 against Dallas. This time they were done in by that perpetual mouth-in-motion linebacker Thomas Henderson, number 56. Cowboys 28, Rams nothing. No team had come so close yet walked away with so little as the Los Angeles Rams. Frustrating as it was, there was another NFC team that endured even greater woes. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were born in 1976 and immediately became synonymous with failure. Head coach John McKay watched in disbelief while comedians laughed at his misfortune. And why not? The Bucs lost their first 26 games, doing so in every conceivable manner. It was not until the very end of their second season that Tampa Bay finally won a game. And after 3 years of existence, the Bucs were on the winning end only 7 times in 44 contests. But in 1979, the fortunes of both teams changed. Tampa Bay's was the most dramatic as they went from the NFC Central basement to first place. They did it primarily on the strength of pro football's top-ranked defense. The Bucs were also blessed with blossoming athletes on an offense that came up with enough points to win. Fulfilling much of the promise expected of him was second-year quarterback Doug Williams, who finished low in passing statistics but high in victory totals. Right from the start, Williams was going to be the man around whom the Bucs would build a championship. Such was not the case with his Los Angeles counterpart, Vince Ferragamo, who inherited the job after injuries sidelined starter Pat Hayden. But with Ferragamo at the controls, the Rams won a record 7th straight division title and beat their old nemesis Dallas to make it to the championship game. Now at last the Rams were here, hoping to finish Tampa Bay's storybook season and end a drought that had not seen a Ram team win a championship since 1951. Young Tampa Bay would not go down easily. But in the end, long-denied Los Angeles would finally go home a winner. The Buccaneers and the Rams for the NFC Championship on the NFL Game of the Week. Thus becoming the first of many Ram heroes on the day. With France showing an ability to clear out the right side of the Buc defense, the Rams began to run plays in that direction. Those plays were unspectacular, but successful. Number 32, Cullen Bryant, would move efficiently all day, no matter where he went. But things didn't always work out as well for running mate Wendell Tyler, number 26. Tyler had a rough start due to the Bucs defense and a damaging fumble that ended the first quarter Ram drive. But at least the Ram runners had room to maneuver. This could not be said for the Tampa Bay backs, who found little or no leverage against the Ram front line. Los Angeles finally got on track late in the first period when Vince Ferragamo found number 88, Preston Denard, open for a 35-yarder, the longest play from scrimmage on the day. On the very next play, Cullen Bryant slammed his way into the end zone, but an illegal procedure penalty wiped out the score. Pushed back to the 9, the Rams very nearly scored again on a Wendell Tyler run. Only a saving tackle from number 58, Dewey Selman, prevented the touchdown. As it turned out, Dewey's play was a big one. On third down, Tyler tried the inside of the Buck line, but ran into nothing but trouble. Los Angeles had come close, but the Buck defense would not allow a touchdown. So Ram place kicker Frank Corral was summoned to the scene and responded with the first points of the game. The Rams were now winning the war 3-0, but there were quite a few individual battles that the Bucks were winning. One successful campaign was waged against the Los Angeles defense by the man who Tampa Bay got in the Earl Campbell trade, number 88, tight end Jimmy Giles. Giles has developed into one of the most punishing blockers in the conference, and he proved it against the Rams. On this sweep to the right, Tampa Bay runner Ricky Bell, number 42, picks up a healthy 10 yards. But what made the play work was a key block from Giles. A second look shows that Giles, the man in motion, forces the linebacker away from the flow, creating the hole for Bell to make the pickup. There were some jarring blows coming from Tampa Bay's defense, too. Ground was being given up grudgingly, and the Rams knew it from ways other than looking at the stat sheet. Occasionally, the Los Angeles runners would slip out of the backfield to make a reception, but it wasn't for much, and it didn't feel very good either. Tampa Bay also used the safety blitz by number 33, Mark Cotney, and it worked well in the early stages. But when Cotney bore in on Ferragamo, an opening was created over the middle. Ram tight end Charles Young, number 86, found the empty area to turn in some impressive gains. Despite such Ram success, Cotney kept coming, so Ferragamo kept throwing into the vacated area. Ferragamo completed 5 passes on the drive with this strategy. With 47 seconds left in the half, Corral drilled his second field goal of the game to advance the lead to 6-0. Only moments remain, so Tampa quarterback Doug Williams, who only had 2 first-half completions for 12 yards, went deep. Linebacker Jim Youngblood, number 53, then put an end to any scoring plans the Bucks might have had. The half ended with the Rams ahead by only 6 points, but it really wasn't that close. Los Angeles had held the ball for 21 of 30 minutes and had outgained the Bucks by almost 200 yards. Tampa Bay would have to change all that in the second half if they hoped to win, but the Los Angeles Rams simply would not let them. shocking first-half performance had the Los Angeles Rams confidently thinking Super Bowl after 6 consecutive flops in the NFC playoffs, 4 in the championship game. But Rams supremacy had only produced a 6-point advantage, well within reach of Doug Williams' powerful big play arm. The first half saw Williams throw only in passing situations, and this trend continued as Williams predictably gave the ball to Ricky Bell, number 42. Keying on Bell, the Ram front held him to 59 yards, never allowing Bell's punishing style to become a factor. Forced to throw on third down, Williams continually faced a strong rush. Although he eluded the charge, Williams was to pay a price. Mike Fanning's hit just as the Tampa quarterback released the ball resulted in a torn muscle in Williams' rifle-like throwing arm. Sacked the fewest times in the NFL, Williams' ability to throw at the last possible moment had finally caught up with him. The afternoon was over for the Bayou Bullet, with his understudy, number 15, Mike Ray, taking the reins of the unimaginative Buck offense. Staying on the ground, Tampa hoped to match strength against strength. While Bell managed to fight for some yardage, on this day, the Ram defense was to prevail. With the running game stifled, the Rams sensed Tampa's offensive desperation and played pass all the way. The threat of the long ball gone with Williams, the Rams secondary pushed up, taking away the short dumps to tight end Jimmy Giles, number 88. While the Bucs offense was non-existent, the Ram attack was nothing to write home about. Punt returner Eddie Brown, number 25, provided a rare spark of excitement in a game highlighted by defensive intimidation and offensive inefficiency. Brown, an all-pro at his craft with the Redskins in 1976, was brought to Los Angeles by George Allen 2 years ago. Coming off his worst season as a punt returner, this 37-yard burst added life to a lethargic Ram offense. The offensive line was the catalyst for the renewed charge. Outplaying the NFC's finest defense against the run, the Ram ground game perked up once again. While the yards were tough ones, they produced first downs and were taking their toll on a Buck defense that had been on the field most of the game. Mixing his plays well, Vince Ferragamo then fired a strike to number 88, Preston Denard, in the middle of the field. Although this 18-yard gain was nullified by a Los Angeles penalty, Denard would get a second chance to showcase his talents. The second-year pro from New Mexico had become the Rams' most dependable receiver since injuries sidelined Ron Jesse and Willie Miller. Ferragamo's perfectly thrown ball was called incomplete, the official ruling that Denard did not have possession while both feet were in bounds. Closer inspection of the disputed play reveals that the official's call was the correct one. Denard did not have the ball long enough or cleanly enough for the pass to be ruled a touchdown. Despite Denard's protestations to the contrary, the Rams, after establishing offensive momentum, failed to add to their tenuous 6-0 lead. John McKay has said that trick plays are for those who get desperate. If that is true, then midway through 3 quarters, the Bucs became a desperate football team. Despite this 42-yard pass from Jerry Eckwood to Larry Mucker, number 87, the Bucs' passing attack was harmless. Mike Ray continually tried to go deep, but the result was always the same, an incompletion. Tampa's constant efforts at defensive pass interference went unheeded by the men in the striped shirts. While the Buck attack fell deeper into slumber, Los Angeles turned to its 1,000-yard rusher, Wendell Tyler, number 26. Tyler's quickness and elusive style of running proved troublesome all game for the usually sure-tackling Buccaneers. Carrying much of the Rams' offensive burden, Tyler pounded out 86 yards and 28 rushes, combining with Cullen Bryant for 216 yards on the ground. Tyler's swift burst through the middle of the Tampa defense, combined with a Vince Ferragamo to Terry Nelson look-in, set up a field goal with just over 8 minutes remaining. Frank Corral calmly split the uprights from 23 yards away, and the Rams had what surely seemed to be an insurmountable 9-0 lead. Considering the state of the Tampa offense, it appeared that the sun had set on the Buccaneers long before the fourth quarter. Tampa crowd by completing a pass, something not seen since the first half. What's more, it was to a wide receiver, the first catch by one for the Bucs in the game. Down by 9, Ray kept pumping, but the Rams secondary would not yield. This near interception by number 27, Pat Thomas, capped a brilliant day for both Thomas and the entire Ram defense. Equal to the task at hand, the Rams held Tampa to less than 200 yards total offense and only 7 first downs. Executing their game plan flawlessly, Los Angeles shut down Ricky Bell's sweeps, leaving quarterbacks Doug Williams and Mike Ray confused. With time working against the Bucs, Ray had no choice but to keep throwing, looking for the big play. This square out to Isaac Hagan's number 81 was ruled incomplete. While one official called the catch good, he was overruled by one of his colleagues who had a better look at the play, typifying the kind of day it was for the Bucs. In another moment of desperation, Coach McKay called for the reverse to number 87, Larry Mucker. Mucker's speed accounted for a 24-yard gain, putting Tampa in a position to score with enough time remaining for another offensive possession. 2 plays later, Ray found Jimmy Giles in the end zone, Giles making a fine catch between 2 Ram defenders. A different angle shows that the right guard, number 61, Greg Roberts, moved ever so slightly before the snap, causing the touchdown to be called back. The play symbolized the Bucs' performance, and Giles' frustration portrayed it. Tampa's offensive execution was horrendous. The Rams' sophisticated defense proved too much for an inexperienced Tampa offense. Reloading that last time, Ray once again found the path to his receiver cluttered with white shirts. While the Rams finally broke their playoff jinx, it was small consolation to Tampa Bay that they had achieved their finest season ever, with only better things ahead. For Ray Malavasi and his Rams, it was vindication against those who had doubted Los Angeles throughout the year. In a year of turmoil and dissension, it was only fitting that the Rams gained what had eluded them for so many years, a Super Bowl berth. But for now, a tired Wendell Tyler will reflect on his fine performance against the NFC's best defense. In due time, the Rams running back will look ahead to the Pittsburgh Steelers, as will all his Ram teammates, for Los Angeles has something to prove once again.
playmakers that Jacksonville had, that they would be behind by 19 points in the fourth quarter. 5 minutes even to play in the fourth quarter. Third down. Brunell, quick pass. Incomplete at the 5. The fans are looking for a flag intended for Kyle Brady, and that was Eddie Robinson atop Brady. Fourth down. Well, let's watch the coverage. Kyle Brady coming right over the middle. Pretty good timing by Eddie Robinson. Very close.
Nobody does it faster.
This is the place where champions are crowned and dreams come true. You're watching Fox Sports. Championship football embodies all that is right. It's about courage as much as it's about character. It's about enduring a season-long struggle and arriving at the pinnacle of success. And more than anything, it's about the mightiest of men. These are the men who would be champions. Some are blessed with speed and quickness. Others bear strength and toughness. Some are the epitome of hard work and determination. Others possess sheer talent and acceleration. Nevertheless, one thing ties them all together: pure guts. Today, two gritty teams arrive with an overwhelming desire to become super. It's crash and smash against flash and dash. It's thunder colliding with lightning. And it's old school versus a bevy of bombs. When the dust settles, in the end, a king will be crowned, or the storybook saga known as Warner's Will indeed continue. The Buccaneers battle the Rams. This is why they play the game. It's the Budweiser pregame show, brought to you by Budweiser.
The last time these two teams met in the NFC title game was January 1980. Rams field goal kicker Frank Corral booted through 3 between the uprights as the then Los Angeles Rams defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by the score of 9-0. Tampa Bay quarterback Sean King was just 2 years old that day, and today he's trying to become the first rookie quarterback to take his team to the Super Bowl. His counterpart for the Rams, well, it's no longer L.A., but St. Louis, and their quarterback is Kurt Warner. Until this season, Warner had no NFL touchdown passes, and up to this point, he's thrown for 46. Simply amazing. As we welcome you to St. Louis, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers face the St. Louis Rams, and folks, the winner heads to Atlanta as NFC champions, and you can be sure the spirit of St. Louis will be seen and heard. As we welcome you to our remote location here in St. Louis, hello everyone, I'm James Brown, and welcome to this Fox NFL special and the Budweiser pregame show. Yes, folks, this is what it's all about. The George Halas Trophy that goes to the winner of his championship battle. And I'm working with 3 guys who know what working in championship games is all about. I know you got to smile. Chris played in a championship game. Chris,
no, JB, in these games.
How, Terry, talk about the attitude of playing in that.
I tell you, it's the most pressure. It's the most fun. There's no greater feeling than this game, and the anticipation of the outcome and going to the Super Bowl is what this game is all about. Amazing.
I think the realization that you're one game away from the single greatest sports spectacular there is, the Super Bowl, is weighing heavy on both these football teams. One will go home.
And JB, you cannot be in this atmosphere without wanting to get a uniform, get a helmet, and go get it on out there. It's great.
And you want to hit Howie, right?
Well, I don't go that far.
All right, folks. This year's NFC Championship is a classic matchup of strength against speed. It's Tampa Bay's top-ranked defense going against the St. Louis Rams' top-ranked offense. And our Pat Summerall and John Madden are calling today's game. And, fellas, it's good to be with you here in St. Louis. Hello, Pat.
Hello, JB, and it's good to have you guys here with us.
You know, this is the time of the year when statistics start to really mean something. Let's check out a couple of statistics on these two teams. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers season high total is 31 points. That's the most they've scored all year long. St. Louis, on the other hand, has scored 31 points 12 times, including last week against Minnesota. The offense has scored 11 touchdowns over the last 10 quarters, and the Buccaneers' defense has not allowed a touchdown in the last 10 quarters. So it's offense against defense, but realistically, John, what kind of chance does Tampa have?
Well, looks like a good matchup to me, although I really don't feel that Tampa Bay's offense can score enough points. And because this Ram offense is something special, especially here in this dome on this carpet, and they can put up a lot of points. I think Tampa Bay is going to have to match them somehow if they're going to win this game. So to do that, they're not only going to have to play good defense, but they're going to have to get points from their defense, like picking up a fumble, running it in, intercepting a pass, those kinds of things, and special teams, blocking a kick, running a punt return. They just can't say this is all on Sean King's shoulders. It's all about their offense. You have to go light it up. Their offense can't light it up.
Should be an interesting matchup. Let's go back to you, JB. Welcome.
All right, Pat, thank you so very much. And I guess in simple terms, this is a matter of a fast break, triple threat offense of the Rams against the tough, hard-hitting defense of Tampa Bay. But Chris, Dick Vermeil actually was talking about possibly playing conservatively. Why would he change?
Well, JB, I think patience is probably the better word, because when you're playing against the Buccaneers, they do not give up big plays on the defensive side. So what the Rams have to do is be willing to take those short little dump-offs and let these great athletes make plays. This year, the Rams have as many yards after the catch as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have with their passing game, period. Just let those athletes make the plays.
And conversely, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are as fundamentally sound a defensive team as you will run into. The thing that stood out to me on Friday and watching the St. Louis Rams practice, speed and intelligence. It's not only the fastest offense I've ever seen, but it's also the most complex. Their skilled people are asked to interchange their different positions, including the running back position. He will line up at a number of wide receiver positions. So it's interesting. It's not only fast, complicated, but it's intelligent.
You know, why am I the one that will bring this up? But you were talking about patience. What does the postcard say that we all go and buy occasionally? Patience, heck. I want to kill something. That's really the attitude, I think, that you bring into this football game. Do what you did that got you here. And if the Rams go conservative, Chris, I think they will make a huge mistake, and that'll play right into Tampa Bay's hands.
Have you ever bought that postcard before?
It said something more than that, but I was raised by a good mom and dad.
All right, certainly we know what's at stake in this game. The winner of this contest, of course, goes on to play the winner of the AFC Championship game in Super Bowl 34. Jacksonville, you well know, lost twice this season to Tennessee. And, folks, it looks as if right now at about the 2-minute mark in the fourth quarter, that's what's going to happen. The Titans will beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 3 consecutive times. They are the third team in the last 3 years to do it, 8th in the past 13 opportunities since 1970. But it may prove to be a costly victory for Tennessee in that Yancey Thigpen broke his foot. Free safety Marcus Robertson broke his left ankle. But, Terry, you've been on that Titans bandwagon for a while.
I saw last week, and I said that these guys will go down there and beat Jacksonville. Now, I don't know how Howie feels or how Chris feels, but if you beat them twice, why not beat them again? It's been done, and they play these guys perfect.
You know, Terry, I'm always guilty of underestimating the defensive team. And you wonder now what that game means as far as this game is concerned, because nobody gave the defensive team in Jacksonville a chance. Now this one here is the same kind of matchup.
They're not facing the St. Louis Rams offense. That's the one problem. Defense wins championships. It will be put to the test today.
As I smile at Chris, isn't it nice to have Chris go against the grain all the time?
No, it's nice for Chris to admit he was wrong.
No, I didn't do that. I didn't admit I was
You should heed some of this stuff that Chris is working on. Get those demons.
While these guys continue to chat, let me tell you that coming up next, a special NFC Championship edition of Jimmy's Picks. Here's what else is on tap.
Hi, I'm Dick Vermeil, head coach of the St. Louis Rams.
Hi, I'm Warren Sapp of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Today on the one and only
Fox NFL Special. Coming to town, St. Louis.
That's right. We've got the coach and the defensive player of the year. First, Warren Sapp's the heart and soul of the Bucs' dominant team. He's having a career year, but can Tampa be the first team to win in St. Louis? Terry Bradshaw sits Sapp down to find out how they can stop these unstoppable Rams. Then, after 2 miserable seasons, Dick Vermeil has turned the Rams around. Now, nearly 20 years after his first visit, he's 1 win away from returning to the Super Bowl. Pam Oliver talks to the coach about this season and whether or not his team can finally win it all. It's all coming up, coming at you on this one and only Fox NFL Special.
Policeman, fireman, the mayor of my town. The dude's hanging off of the paper truck. Mr. Chang, down at the local deli, sells me morning coffee, wishes me good luck. This is for the people in my neighborhood. They help me through the day and make me feel good. This bug's for you. And you and you and you. This bug's for you. And you and you and you. This bug's for bus drivers, cab drivers, local gas station guys, Sal and his brother make a mean pizza pie. Tattooed Tony in his cool muscle shirt. Maria on the corner looking good in a skirt. This is for the people in my neighborhood who help me through the day and make me feel good. This bug's for you. And you and you and you. This bug's for you.
In time goes by so slowly.
Welcome to the internet, home to millions of fascinating websites. And this one. It's your internet. We just connect you to it. Earthlink and Sprint are internet partners.
This isn't about making medicine. It's about making money. Janus analyzed this pharmaceuticals company within an inch of its life. Diagnosis, a good investment, if their new drug was approved. So Janus had independent doctors double-check the company's research and confirm the drug's potential. Janus invested, the drug was approved, and Janus owned a little piece of every pill. Feeling financially healthy? Get there. Janus Mutual Funds.
The Budweiser pregame show is brought to you by Budweiser, guaranteed fresh with our exclusive born-on dates, the day your Budweiser was made. By Earthlink, it's your internet, we just connect you to it. By Porsche. And by Gateway, connect with us.
Folks, the upset in Jacksonville is complete. The Tennessee Titans, for the 3rd time this season, have knocked off the Jaguars. Today, 33-14. Steve McNair, 3 touchdown passes, but as I mentioned, a costly victory at that as we welcome you back to the Budweiser pregame show. All right, earlier, we had a chance to talk with Pat and John about today's game, and also here is Matt Millen, who's calling the game on radio, and he's standing by with Terry Bradshaw. Terry?
All right, Davey, thanks a lot, Matt. We've heard so much about the speed of these Rams. How do you think these defensive backs, these linebackers in particular, Tampa Bay, will be able to match up with the speed of these Ram receivers?
Matchup is a big key, Terry, and speed is another big thing. And you have to know your keys. Just like you better know your keys now. I mean, we're talking here, but what the heck's going back there on your set?
Well, you know, Matt is pointing over here to the real Terry Bradshaw. Look at the look. Hey, and the fourth Super Bowl ring.
That's right here. I don't know who this fella is over there. That's what you call a female imposter.
Oh, is that right?
Impersonator
What do you got on your feet?
Well, Terry Bradshaw, this is a little known fact, never wears shoes. That's right. I don't like to wear shoes. I like to feel the earth under my feet.
The years of those championship rings, what years?
Yeah, that was 52, 54, 63, and 64.
Wow,
That's
Howie
right.
seems like the real guy to me, Chris and Howard.
Well, what's up with the
Chris,
tie, though?
Chris, I got something for you, too. I want you to have one of these. You can put that around your neck. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Skinny Neck over there? I love that. I love that.
But what's up with that tie? Well,
This here's my pig tie. I designed this right myself. I designed one for you, JB. That's hokey, that's pokey, that's piggy and porky right there.
But
Those
Terry,
are my pets.
a lot of people have been impersonating you here in St. Louis. Is that frustrating?
I know, I like it. It's like Elvis. It's very complimentary. And that's security.
You are not Terry Bradshaw.
Hold on a minute.
You are one but ugly-looking man.
That's why I'm...
You are a man, right?
I am indeed a man.
You're not. If you're Terry Bradshaw, what do you do against cover 2 inside the 20-yard line and when they blitz a middle linebacker?
Drop your pants and show it to the camera?
Terry Bradshaw would not answer it like that because he was raised right. He was raised. My mama does not live in prison. Your mama's in prison.
Now, the real Terry Bradshaw would pick the winner of this game. Who's winning?
Right. That's
Pick
right.
the winner.
I'll tell you who's winning.
Go ahead.
The Ram.
Pick the
because
winner.
the Ram is a sheep, and I love sheep in a lot of different
There's no way Terry Bradshaw would ever use that.
While these two continue to argue as Terry Bradshaw would always do, let me tell you, if you think you can predict plays, just log on to foxsports.com or NFL.com and play our internet game, Predict the Play. The question is, do you have what it takes to be an NFL coach? And now, while these two continue to argue, time to meet this year's winner of the Porsche Longest Drive Contest on foxsports.com.
And he's fired. He is out. OWT.
Hi, I'm Richard Ford, Chief Operating Officer for Porsche Cars North America. This marks the 4th year that Porsche has teamed with Fox to sponsor a football sweepstakes challenge. Past winners include such names as Brett Favre and Jeff George. And for the 2nd year in a row, Porsche has asked for fan participation through foxsports.com. Thousands have entered Porsche's Longest Drive sweepstakes with the grand prize of this 2000 Porsche Boxster. This year, we're pleased to present this Porsche Boxster to Rita Rougeau of Torrance, California. Congratulations, Rita, on a job well done from all of us at Porsche Cars North America.
Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. This is absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
My baby don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh, yes, she don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh, yes, she don't stand no cheating. Don't stand none of that midnight creeping, my baby. True little baby, my baby.
Hello, this is Chris Hamilton at Porsche Motors. I'm either away from my desk or with a customer right now. But if you leave a name and number...
We're a new kind of data internet company. We move at internet speed. Broad range.
We've had success with that.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Our company's made huge strides in e-commerce.
No, who hasn't?
We've got web-based order tracking. We can analyze our customer data in all kinds of ways. I mean, it's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the same with us.
Yeah. So how did you guys integrate your ERP?
Burp?
Confused about e-business? Don't be. Get the software, services, and partners that make it easier. The business internet starts with Microsoft.
Your car's been in an accident, and the repairs are taking too long. The problem's not your body shop, it's your insurance company. I can't fix cars, but I can cut the red tape, so my customers get their cars back faster. You're in good hands with Allstate. Mine.
But the frigid pall of winter is a way of life in Green Bay, and droves of Packer fans poured into Lambeau Stadium hours before game time. Dressed in the bright costumes of winter, Packer loyalists came well prepared to face the elements. The crowd resembled a multi-headed dragon as they huddled, shivered, and patiently awaited their beloved Packers. The halftime show was canceled due to the extreme cold.
He's been voted the most powerful on-air personality in sports. He's larger than life. He sparked a passion, and the sporting news says he's generated more buzz than Oprah Winfrey and Larry King. Jim Rome, the last word. Weeknights on Fox Sports Net. Check your local listings. Welcome to the jungle.
Hold it now. Yes, the Bucks can shut them down, and the Rams have their bob and weave touchdown dance. But folks, these fans have been the ones rolling with the punches. After 4 years of frustration, this is the Rams' first winning season in St. Louis, and the city is absolutely going crazy for a champion. As we welcome you back inside here at the cozy confines in the Dome, 66,000 on hand for this Fox NFL special and the Budweiser pregame show. You know, in the NFL, statistics can often measure a player's worth, but in the case of Tampa Bay defensive tackle Warren Sapp, 12.5 sacks, indeed a good number to be measured by, but with him, that's just part of the equation. And Terry, you went down to Tampa recently, and this guy really has an awful lot of inner strength.
He has a lot of inner strength, unlike Jimmy Kimmel, whom you just saw a while ago, has no inner strength. I went to Tampa to talk to a man who is not only the National Football League's Defensive Player of the Year, but a man who appreciates a good offense.
Every time I put on my jersey, I have to prove that I'm worth it. Every time I strap on that helmet, I need to show the world what Warren Sapp is really made of. I know that playing in the NFL is a privilege, not a right.
Has it dawned on you yet that I'm sitting up here interviewing you and I am a quarterback? Shouldn't Howie be sitting here instead of me?
I think Howie has an appointment with the Hall of Fame, doesn't he? So
that might like that.
That might be a little bit more important. So, I'll take quarterbacks because I like the smell of you fellas.
Defensive Player of the Year. It has been 20 years since that honor has been bestowed on a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and that was, I believe it was Leroy Selman. Is that right?
Yes,
and he
sir.
played here in 1979. They went where? NFC Championship game. Who did they play?
The Rams.
And Leroy Selman, although a quiet man, a respectful man, you, on the other hand, deserving honor, but a mouth. Where did that come from?
My mother.
Your mother got a big mouth?
Yeah.
His mother's got a big mouth. Now, you just said that.
Oh, yeah, my mama
She
does
knows
have
that.
a big mouth. I mean, when people tell me I talk, I say you should meet my mother.
Never embarrassed yourself?
No, because 9 times out of 10, I'm always thinking before I say something. If I say it, I mean it.
Did Tony Dungy explain to you the role of a leadership and use Joe Green as an example?
From the first day he walked in the door, he came to me and said, I'm going to build his defense around you. Are you ready? And that gave me supreme confidence that I had something special. And I had to go tap that well to see if I can find it.
What were you thinking when I was playing against the Dallas Cowboys?
I hated you.
Did you really?
I absolutely hated you.
You hated me?
Yeah.
Now,
You were a Steeler. I was a Cowboy fan.
Can you see yourself sitting along Ernie Holmes and Joe Green?
You know what? Like Tony said to me, I kind of fit that mold. If they didn't beat you, they beat you. If you walked out of the game and you happened to win one, you felt it for a week. So that's why I kind of, like to play the game the way they play it.
This will be a sore subject with you, but there's always a blessing in everything that happens. What did you have to do when you came here to convince Tampa Bay that you were not a drug addict? You're not a guy that's out doing drugs all the time. You made a mistake, boom, and they believed you.
I knew the truth. I admitted to the world what I did. I flunked 2 drug tests. I flunked one as a freshman and the one at the combine. And then the one thing that hurt me more than anything is that they say I used cocaine. And that was the one thing that was more disturbing than anything in the world for me.
And you didn't?
Oh, I was always taught as a kid that cocaine will make you steal from your mother, and I'll kill for mine. So that's why I know I didn't.
The point is now, 5 years later, Warren Sapp is the Defensive Player of the Year, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to the NFC Championship game. Kind of amazing, don't you think? Kind of sweet.
No doubt about it. The thing about it is, it's been a long time coming for a lot of people. It's kind of special that, it's me leading the troops. And I kind of like that role. We live for the situation where the
You're
game...
13 points underdog, you know that?
Yeah, but I'm not going to walk into the Trans-World Airline Dome and look up and see 13.5 points on the scoreboard. When I walk in there, it's going to be 0-0.
And we're going to turn it into an absolute war.
Warren Sapp will lead the Tampa Bay defense today, the #1 ranked defense in all of the NFC. That's the football team is strength versus strength. Their pass defense, the very best, are going against the very best. Do not be shocked if early in this football game you see a 15-yard penalty from Lynch or a cornerback, Abraham, or even Warren Sapp. A little early message to these guys to let them know they are in a fight unlike they have never seen before. I expect that to happen. They do not think the Rams can block them. Their offensive line is too tight. An excellent matchup today.
But the question is, can the Buccaneers score offensively? And the Buccaneers believe that they can, and that's going to be running the football. Despite the fact that the Rams have the #1 ranked rushing defense in the National Football League, it's the style of the Rams defense that the Bucs think they can take advantage of. They want to blitz, they want to get up the field, and when the Buccaneers have had success running the ball this year and gotten big plays, it's been against that style of defense.
Yeah, and you know, when you're going against the St. Louis Rams, half the battle goes on before the ball is even snapped. Recognizing the formation, adjusting to the pre-snap formation shift. The sole responsibility for getting that Bucs defense lined up properly falls on Hardy Nickerson's shoulders. Tackling, that's a big key. A number of the Rams' big offensive plays are on short to intermediate passes, broken tackles. The Buccaneers are the best tackling defense in the NFL. As fast as the Rams are on offense, that's how fast the Buccaneer front seven is. This should be an interesting match.
You know, Terry mentioned about sending the message by the Buccaneers against the Rams, but first they have to catch him. Do you think they can?
Catch him. I know one thing. We always laugh about this all year long, but the key today, if there's one key, it will be what? Special teams. Both these teams explosive.
No doubt about that. All right, folks, up to this point, we've talked about Buccaneers ball. So up next, we'll check in on the rampaging Rams. Now, many feel that St. Louis is the gateway to the Super Bowl, and if it is, expect head coach Dick Vermeil to get just a little choked up.
I notice the longer I'm with certain guys, the more emotional and the more intense the situation gets, the little more emotional I get, and I really have to concentrate on controlling that.
And do not underestimate the importance of Marshall Faulk and Isaac Bruce. Folks, these guys have accounted for 57% of the team's total offense. Pam Oliver wraps with the leading Ram, Dick Vermeil, after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have disturbing news about the ferret.
What's this?
In the summer of '79, the ferret posed nude.
Oh, that's revolting.
The photos were tasteless.
Oh.
They were vulgar.
Oh, that's grotesque.
And this one was just obscene.
Hey, I know her.
And I would like to ask for his resignation from this proud company called Budweiser.
What was he thinking?
Yeah, there's one with a guinea pig that would make you pass out.
I want it to be a new way of looking at things.
I want it to be larger than life.
I want it to be the second industrial revolution.
I wanted to level the playing field.
Nortel Networks is building the new high-performance internet, and the network's businesses need to take advantage of it. So tell us, what do you want the internet to be?
A cash cow.
Right now, over me. The New York Times says Malcolm is the first true runaway comedy hit of the season.
Cousin Nancy doesn't have a mother.
That's right. She has two daddies.
Two guys as your parents? That house has got to be a dude's paradise.
Catch an all-new episode of Malcolm in the Middle at 8:30, 7:30 Central tonight on Fox.
The new two-wheel drive Jeep Grand Cherokee offers impressive power and handling. And with a special introductory lease of just $299 a month, it's no wonder everyone's going out of their way to get a look at it. The $299 a month Grand Cherokee lease.
Pay off your holiday shopping with Eero.com and win.
How did you envision the 21st century? Envision yourself behind the wheel of the #1 selling manufacturer, Toyota. Lease 2,000 Corollas, just $179 a month with only $929 due at signing. Don't miss the all-new Celica, Echo, Camry, Tundra, Corolla. The time is now. Corolla for just $179 for 48 months. or get low 3.9% finance. Toyota, the manufacturer of the new millennium.
When we redesigned Dodge Neon, we gave it a longer wheelbase and more total interior volume. Not to mention a 132-horse, 16-valve engine, 4-wheel independent suspension, theater-style lighting, 4 cup holders, a standard 6-speaker stereo, and tons of other good stuff. Now, after a $1,000 cash allowance, Dodge Neon starts at just $12,000.
I'm Chip Carter. You're watching the NFC Championship on Fox 13.
Well, most of you know about quarterback Kurt Warner's perseverance, but folks, as you look at these fans, it has not been a picnic for them. They are cheering because after 35 years of